Hello, my name's Stephen Mather, Solicitor, and I help small business owners with a wide range of legal problems from startup to exit and everything in between. Being a lawyer isn't really, if I look at do a personality test or something like that, it's really probably not for me. But the bit that I'm really good at is taking something that's really complex and making it easy to understand, giving clarity to somebody. And that is something that people really appreciate. Right. So do I love law? No. It's all right. Right. Do I love helping people? Yes. Right. What I love the most is having someone come in that's got something that's really big, really stressful for them, and I can help them, sit down with them, tell them how we're going to sort this out, and then they say something like, "Do you know what, Stephen? I think I'm going to sleep better tonight." Yeah. That's truth is that's what I love the most. That's what makes me happy. Seeing a client happy. I've been involved in business all my life, right? As early as in the playground, right? So I was that guy that would. So I was selling, sweets in the playground and selling. I remember the day that I bought some bouncy balls from the wholesalers and took it, and the teachers hated it because every kid was bouncing balls all over the place. So I've been involved in business since then. My dad was always self-employed, so I've always been around business. So actually for me, even when I was just an employee in a law firm, I'd always treat it like it was my own business. And the same with the client relationship, right? I'd always treat it like these are my clients, not the company's clients, not the firm's clients. I'm going to look after them. And I think throughout my then career as a solicitor, I've also had business interests in the background. Now, I don't usually talk or shout about them because my key focus is law and doing legal stuff and being a solicitor. But I've always had business interests in the background. And I think it's really important that when I'm advising businesses, I approach it not just from a legal perspective, but from a commercial perspective. And it's what clients tell me they like the most, actually. Being able to, I don't just give the legal advice. I give good commercial, pragmatic advice. And sometimes that advice isn't quite, I'm not saying it's unlawful, but the law might say do this, but a commercial approach might say do that. And so my job is to try and bridge the gap and go, what can we do that's within the parameters of law, that's legal, but also that's sensible commercially. And it's that commerciality in applying law and knowing what the law allows us to do and giving clients good commercial business advice that I think is really valuable, and the clients really value it. And I don't think I could do that without having run and operated businesses in the past as well. I set the business up 5.5 years ago, January 2020, after being a partner in a high street firm for the 10 years prior to that. And how it works is slightly unusual. So I'm not a regulated law firm. So I'm not directly regulated by the Solicitors Regulation Authority. I work with a regulated law firm called Nexa Law, and they allow me to deal with clients for regulated legal services. So I set that up 5.5 years ago. Again, on the basis of doing something a bit different, and that's really the ambition to set up and do things in a different way. So we do that in a different way. So we're providing great customer service, and the way I manage that is it's me. You don't get handed down to a trainee or a paralegal. No disrespect to those people, but in lots of larger firms, particularly smaller matters, you'll get passed down to somebody not used to delivering the level of service. So you get me, number one. Number two is I manage my capacity and my workload. So that was always key to me as well. I've been and seen managing staff where they have too many files on board, and that means things don't get done when they should get done, don't get done in a timely fashion. So I manage my capacity, which means, again, I can provide that level of service. Things like no surprise bills, right? So I've moved completely away from the traditional way of solicitors charge, which is an hourly rate, to charging things on a fixed fee. So whatever the project is, almost everything, pretty much 99% at least, is on a fixed fee. We'll sit down, we'll have a chat, and I'll say, yeah, this is how much it's going to cost. I know how much it's going to cost because I've done this before, right? So I can accurately give you a fixed fee. So yeah, when I set the business up January 2020, I had that with the aim in mind of doing something differently, but also again, as a Christian, giving back. And so one of the things that I set in place right early days was to make sure that I was giving a percentage of profits back to charities. So I support a lot of different charities, local ones in particular, and ones that are, you know, close to my heart, and support them in a variety of different ways. But what I realized is, while I can, you know, trek across the Sahara Desert like I did 4 years ago, well, I can do that. Actually, I'm much better off sitting in the office doing some work and then sending them some money. So yeah, now a percentage of all the profits that I make go back and reinvested into charitable activities as well. So yeah, it was about doing law, but doing it differently. And hopefully 5.5 years down the line, that's where I'm at.